Hey guys, Buffett Game back today bringing our video, and today we are covering the changes for DMZ going into Season 2, what we know so far. A tweet just came out from Infinity Ward here, contradicting everything we've heard from Modern Warzone and even Charlie Intel, so I'm not sure if something changed. The original plan with kind of the backlash from the community had changed here, but Infinity Ward just tweeted here about 20 minutes ago saying, for additional clarity on DMZ, insured weapon slots will not reset with Season 2. More details to come in this week's blog post. Stay tuned. So that's a big thing here. We're going to jump into some of the patches that are coming to DMZ that we do know of, but the wording in last week's blog post, which we'll review here, was very cryptic. Everyone was kind of upset that our insured slots would be reset for those of us that did grind to get 2 to 3 weapon slots and went through all those missions. Kind of the way they worded last week's blog post made it seem like everything was too hard, and those of us that did it, now we have to have it reset, and the missions are going to be easier, and we get to do it all over again. So pretty weird. I'm glad they clarified that the insured slots will not be reset. Now, I did think after I digested that information, I was actually okay with the fact that they would be reset. I thought that would actually work pretty well, considering it is still a beta and depending on what kind of changes they make. But the fact that they're not resetting those insured slots now makes me think that maybe there isn't going to be big changes, and maybe just updated faction missions, things like that. And we also have the confirmation of the new resurgence map coming, which will be revealed tomorrow here on the 31st of January. We'll have the full reveal for that resurgence map, which will also be playable in DMZ. So I'm assuming there's probably going to be more faction missions for that map in particular, as well as the Building 21 map. So first off, just running through the blog post from last week, and then obviously I'm going to have another video about this week when we have more details regarding the full DMZ changes. The outline from last week's blog post was enemy tuning. So they said here that in Season 1, the AI in DMZ were challenging, but the ramp up of difficulty was often steep, with some players getting overwhelmed. But Season 2 will introduce a number of balancing changes to adjust the types of AI spawning, and just make it more balanced. All this should provide a challenging but manageable player space that requires players' respective enemy combatants in DMZ. So this is a good change, I think. However, I think a lot of the AI was pretty easy, but then you just get random spots where there's level 3 AI spawning on you, or just happen to be in a random spot, and you're getting into firefights with teams maybe, and you're just getting overwhelmed by level 3 AI, or even level 2, which are just engaging you while you're trying to engage or being engaged by an enemy team. So that causes a lot of issues on my end. It feels like we're getting in firefights and just getting engaged by enemy teams all the time, and then the AI just seems to, for whatever reason, be focusing on us. So I think that's a good change. Have to see how that works out, especially when you're going for the final extract. If you're not in a vehicle, typically, for some reason, there's just millions of level 3 AI that'll be running away from the gas on foot towards that final extract and swarm you. So we've had occasions where we don't have a vehicle, we're trying to run towards it and just get completely overwhelmed. So that's a good change. Spawn points are going to be tuned, which is going to be good here. So they say we are tuning some of the infill points across El Mazrah for improved early match experience based on gameplay data, starting at a point in which your squad feels isolated or without loot and contract opportunities is not the best experience. These tweaks should improve spawn points across the map. So I'm not sure what they're doing with this, because they say starting at a point which your squad feels isolated or without loot. So I'm not sure if they're trying to spawn you closer to other teams, because right now the way the spawns are, if you know the spawns, you can pretty much look over in certain spots and start engaging enemy teams right away if you are familiar with the spawn points. So it seems like they're going to switch those up, but I'm hoping what they mean here is they're going to put you in areas where there's just better loot and not closer to enemy teams, because I think you're already close to enemy teams for the most part, and at this point a lot of the players that are playing DMZ regularly know the spawns, and you're going to get in firefights almost right off the bat typically. So switching that up would be a big plus, so you're not able to look over and see the enemies right off the bat, and definitely have better looting opportunities depending on where you're spawning, because some spawns you definitely are isolated with really no lootable areas anywhere near you. You need to run through a lot of AI to get to a lootable area. Next up, crashes. Fixes with crashes is something that's going to be coming with Season 2. I know for some reason on PlayStation, I really haven't had any crashes, but some of my buddies on Xbox and PC definitely have had the crashes. So that'll be something that'll be fixed up, hopefully. Seasonal refresh, all new missions coming with Season 2, including refresh of your current faction missions, progress, and inventory. Contraband and keys reset. We will be dealing need to know information with the blog post, which is going to be coming this week. So this is what made, or I guess caused all the confusion, this seasonal refresh note from the blog post last week. So what they're saying is refresh for all faction missions, progress, they're all going to be reset, and inventory. So contraband and keys. And then we had people wondering if this meant your inventory slots. And then you had Modern Warzone and Charlie Intel saying that yes, we talked to people. It's 100%. They're wiping that too. And now Infinity Ward comes out today and says we're not wiping the inventory slots, so the insured slots. So maybe they changed their mind there. Maybe the original plan was to do that, but the backlash was a little bit too much, and they actually listened. So that's good news. But as far as resetting contraband, keys, faction missions, I'm fine with that. The fact that I get to keep my other slot for my weapon, big plus. Love that. So I'm good to go with that. I think that's a big bonus, and we can start fresh with some new missions, which would be good. Locations, with a new exclusion zone coming in Season 2. This is going to be this new rebirth type map, or the resurgence type map. So this will be a smaller map. We have they released some promo for it today, which kind of shows you the outline, but the TAC map and everything is going to be released tomorrow. So I'm going to cover that then, and there's no use in showing you kind of the border of the map right now for no reason, because we're not going to see it tomorrow. So we'll cover that tomorrow. They'll have new missions on that map, Building 21, and Al Mazrah. So we'll basically have 3 playable maps here, which is going to be awesome. 2 at a time with Al Mazrah and this new Resurgence map, and then Building 21 coming active on the weekends. It seems great. So that's the good thing here. Insured weapon slots are not going away. Infinity Ward confirmed today. We should have a blog post probably Wednesday or Thursday of this week going into more information regarding all the additional changes coming for DMZ and everything else in Season 2. Weapons, everything like that should be coming out this week. Now, just some other information here. Now that it's the end of and we know we're going into a wipe and all these faction missions don't matter, I personally, and I think a lot of other players have stopped doing missions. And right now, everybody just seems to be player hunting. At least that's what I'm doing. So, me and my squad, as you can see in the gameplay, we're basically just going in and player hunting. There's no point in doing any more faction missions if they're going to reset all the progress. So, I think the PvP right now is actually a lot of fun. I just completely turned off proxy chat, and we're just going out and hunting players and having a blast doing it. So, it's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with the PvP elements here in this game, and I think this is really kind of my version of Warzone, what I always kind of wanted it to be, and kind of brings me back to the early engagements that was on OG Verdansk when Warzone first came out. You can get away with any weapon on DMZ. The engagements versus players is completely different because you're not fighting against gas. There's AI on the map, so it switches it up. You don't know if you're getting shot at by AI or players most of the time, depending on your skill level or just where you are and what the engagement looks like. And it causes a lot of outside, there's a lot of variables at play here. It's not just as simple as a gunfight, which would be at Warzone with your new meta weapon from your favorite YouTuber. I've really never seen any meta weapons in DMZ. Everybody's using whatever they like using, whatever's stylish, whatever weapons they like. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 meta RPKs, and that's it. So the PvP is great here. And you can have long, drawn-out firefights without having to worry about gas pushing you in and isolating you in or outside buildings, and then making you shift to the complete opposite end of the map and run towards other players that are in buildings and get killed after 30 minutes of playing. So that's a good thing. I really enjoy DMZ. The PvP element's great. You can see by the gameplay, we are just dominating players, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say, as far as PvP teams go, I think the squads I've been playing with is probably some of the best, if not the best, PvP team in DMZ. So, if anyone wants to test that, tweet at Activision Call of Duty, get them to invite us out to the next DMZ tournament there, and actually have some guys there that know what they're doing in DMZ to showcase the mode. So, let me know what you guys think down below. Main message here is we are keeping our insured weapon slots if you grinded for slot 2 and 3. Those are not going to be reset. and we'll get a lot more information regarding the future of DMZ here for Season 2 in this week's blog post. Let me know down below what you guys think of DMZ, social media, everything like that is down below in the description. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We will be doing a Season 2 giveaway here for the Battle Pass during the release, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Till next time, this is Buffer Gaming with keeping all my insured weapon slots for Season 2 of DMZ. Till next time, Buffer Gaming, out.